favorite dessert, whether it's chocolate or ice cream or candy or cookies or brownies or cake or more ice cream. We all have our favorite dessert. And I tried something the other day called Amish friendship bread. I've never heard of it before, and I think now it's my favorite dessert. Amish friendship bread, an old, time-honored, deliciously treasured tradition to friendships and families throughout all communities. Alright.
Mouthful.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm going to show how this delicious bread and how this delicious bread is made, and look at the history, the ingredients, and finally how you can make it. Alright, so first of all, I couldn't find a history on Amish bread, so Mr. Whitmire told me to look up sourdough, which is pretty much what it's made out of. And sourdough, what you do is you take grains and you grind them up until it's kind of like a powder, and you mix them with a liquid, whether it's water or milk or anything, and then you let it sit out. And yeast, wild yeast in the air, will go into the bread, and it will eat all the sugars and all the sweet things out of it, so it has kind of a sour taste. And it was probably, Amish bread was probably made by accident, because they just took a bunch of grains and they mixed them all together in a liquid, and they tried different things until they liked it. It's not actually Amish though. It was first found by ancient Egyptians. I think they got the name Amish is because it's a friendship bread. You get starters and you give them to other people, and it goes throughout the community, and it's made out of I can't think
Starter.
of the word. Starter, yep. It's made out of a starter, and stuff you can make cakes out of. And starter, I know it looks really disgusting. It smells worse. What happens is it fills up with air, and you gotta let the air out, because you don't want the Amish bread to taste sour. You don't want it to be a sourdough. So if the air gets in there, it'll make it taste more sour. So every day you gotta let all the air out and stuff. And over the course, you keep it on your counter. You just let it sit there for about 10 days. And the first day you don't do anything. And then days 2, 3, and 4, you just kind of mush the bag, or you stir it around, you get it moved around. And then the 5th day, you add to the bag 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, and 1 cup of milk. And then for the next 4 or 5 days, you just mush it around. Finally, on the 10th day, on the 10th day, you finally add everything. But that's pretty much the history of it. Now that we got the history, we'll look at the ingredients. It's a little late. Alright, the ingredients are the same as in a cake, pretty much. You got baking soda, milk, some cinnamon, flour, sugar, eggs, vegetable oil. The only difference is you add dry pudding mix. And the dry pudding mix, it doesn't matter what kind you add in there. When I made it, I added vanilla, so it kind of had the original taste, I guess. It's kind of plain, but in this one I added chocolate, but you could also add pumpkin mix or anything to make it taste, to your liking. And what you do is you take all the ingredients and you add it to the starter. Alright, so now that we got all the ingredients, again, let's look at how to make it. So this is, I'm not going to read it, it's pretty much like a cake. What you do is you take the bag, you put it in a bowl, you mix all the stuff in there, you do a couple other things, and you throw it in the oven and let it sit there, and then you take it out and eat. Exactly like a cake. The only difference is, that's what it looks like when you put it in a bowl, and it's stirring it around. It looks the exact same, only you need more volume when you add all the ingredients, because I took them with my phone, so it's a little blurry. But what you do is you take 1 measuring cup, and you take a cup out of the starter, and you pour it into a Ziploc bag or a container, and you seal it. And you do that 4 times. And 1 bag you keep for yourself, so that way every 10 days you can keep making bread. And you give the other 3 bags away to somebody, so that way that becomes their starter. So then for them, on day 1 they do nothing and they mush it. So every 10 days somebody else can make them too, and that's how it gets spread out. to everybody. So yeah, once you're done with that, that's what it looks like when you get done, and you put it in the oven. And this one, I know it's a little dark, but my mom's friend made it. She put pumpkin in there, and she also put nuts in there. Macadamia, I don't like those, but she put nuts in there, and you can do all of that stuff if you want to. So now that you know how to make Amish bread and how it all happens and everything, if you're interested, you can go home and make it and give it to all your friends and family.